Hi, this is Bill, and this is going to be a demo of how to remove and install the new CVD spring style clips. They go on the center CVDs and on the front not hubs, but the front axles. But anyway, I was going to demonstrate how I like to remove these and to make it the safest way possible. What I like to do is I'll orient it, if you're right-handed or left-handed. For me, I'm right-handed, so I'll orient the diff case so that way the knife is going in the direction of the diff case, and my thumb that's holding it is protected behind the plastic, so in case I miss while I'm trying to pull the spring off, it'll hit the plastic and not my hand and be less likely to damage my finger. So what I'll do here is I'll look for the end of the spring and pry it back with the hobby knife. As you saw, I just popped it over, and then it's just a matter of sliding the shaft with my thumb inside the gear, or inside with the gear until it comes back. And then once I've done that, then I can go ahead and push out the pin from inside and remove the pin. Looks like I'm going to spend more effort removing the pin. Let me just use some pliers here. We'll get that out, and then once I've removed the pin, I can pull the CVD. The barrel comes out. Now the reason why I have to do this is because I've already removed, or have I? I can't. No, I have not. Let me go ahead and remove the set screw. What I've found is that I use thread lock here, and when you're using thread lock, what I find is that it locks that in pretty tight. I can't pull that off. So what I'll do is let me try to focus that for you. I'll put the gear, or not the gearbox, but the gearbox, and I'll position it and put a fresh shaft inside here like so. And then I'll take another wrench and I'll kind of tap it out. And then when I do that, it's a lot easier to remove all the parts and get to my bearings. It makes it a lot easier to to quickly access everything. And then I can go ahead and clean my bearings and whatnot. And that's all there is to it there as far as removing the spring. Now I've got another setup over here of a spring that I've already removed, and I'm now getting ready to install the spring. So I'll demonstrate that, and what I've done is I've already installed the CVD barrel here. You see the pins already ready to go, and on this one, I apologize for having such dirty fingernails, but there's a reason for having long fingernails, and it makes it a little easier for this step. I was getting ready to trim my fingernails today, so I figured this is a good time to go ahead and do a rebuild before I trim my nails. And what I'll do here, make sure this is focused. There we go. Is I'll take my fingernail and I'll just pry the spring over the top there, and then twist it, in the opposite fashion just to get it to go in, like so. And then once I've done twisting it with my fingernail, it pushes it right in place, and we now have a freshly installed spring on there. One thing to note is that I think it used 9.8mm pins by default. I'll have to double check that. I apologize if I'm wrong on that, but I do know that I'm using 10mm long pins in these CVDs now. I think the spring had a tendency to give just ever so slightly flex on there, and I know I had lost a pin right after putting the springs on the first time, and I went back with 10mm pins, and ever since I put 10mm long pins in there, I haven't had any problems with losing the spring, or not losing the spring, but popping a CVD barrel and whatnot since then. But anyway, that's how I do it, and if you have any questions, go ahead and post up on the thread here, and I'll post updates as we go along. But thanks for watching.